All right, my lord, yeah, I had to cut that last video off short because my mom pulled up and she seemed to have like very exciting things to say to me, which, oh my God, if we watched the previous video, she ended up just she was talking about to me all the stuff that we were talking about leading up to the point where I said, hey, is that my mom? Which it was. What was she talking about? I know, Shem, how much do you want to get into this? The divine family? Like, is that a thing? Holy family? I don't know, is the whole family holy or is it just me and her? Because my mother's seen some cool shit. But she's seen mom's shit. I'm seeing father and son shit. Well, like last night, she saw Mary in the moon, Mother Mary. So she's on a whole other trip right now. But then I was also explaining to her how I wanted to heal Father Anthony by putting my hand on his forehead. So, well, I mean, you know what? It runs in the family. My aunt tried walking on water once. She did not succeed. She took it a little too literally, but my lord, I mean, we have talked about this before. My mother's womb was a virgin when she had me. See, that's the thing. That's one of those things. That's one of those things that she was getting on me about getting into the priest class, which a Catholic priest. No, I'm not a Catholic. I don't believe that Jesus was your only begotten son. He's no more your son than me. I don't know where the fuck people get off. Because they're not Jews, that's why. That's what it is. It's like Rabbi Manis Friedman said. Why should we not believe in Jesus? Why should we not believe in Jesus? He's just like any other Jew. What about the miracles? What miracles? He didn't perform any miracles. He said it himself. God performs miracles. Every good Jew knows that. Every educated, scholarly Jew knows that only God performs miracles. I mean, granted, Rabbi Friedman, his opinion was that Jesus wouldn't have been the first Jew to perform miracles, but I would counter and say that just as Rabbi Jesus said, Not me doing it, it's God. I'm not doing anything. I'm just doing what he fucking tells me to do. I don't know what to say. I'm not doing nothing special. I'm just a nigga that picks stuff up and puts it back down. I don't know. Alright, oh Lord, I had to take that change. I followed your orders. You're telling me that no one's gonna get pissed off at me for taking the change that was on the table. That change's been sitting on the table for a while. I also took the 75 cents off the back porch. That's been sitting there for months. You told me that it's all been waiting there for this moment when I needed a pack of cigarettes. I'm trusting you. It's happening. Oh, for fuck's sake, yeah? What do I feel like? What am I feeling? I thought I had a big month review today. Yeah, I only had 2 reviews to do. I'm halfway done. I'm almost halfway done. I got last week's moon entries all wrapped up. I just have the new moon entries. I have the new moon entries and the third quarter Scorpio moon entries. When the hell was that? That was either the week before the Aquarius new moon or 3 weeks after. I don't remember. Boy, hopefully it's not enough. And if it's not enough, hopefully they'll let me slide on the change. That's all I got is change. That's it. How you doing, my friend? Thank you. You're welcome. You know, I should have enough for a pack of the yellow. Should. It should. Two. Okay. There's 2. And then what do these come out to? Like
$3.20.
3 what?
$3.20.
340?
20.
20. Can you spot me 5 cents? I'll have your 5 cents next time I see you. Make sure that I have enough.
This was Canadian quarter.
Oh, was it?
Canadian quarter.
30 cents. I'll take that back then. Is that another?
$2.90.
$2.90. So you 30 cents. Cool. Okay, that's perfect. We got that. All right, my friend. Thank you. You come back? Okay. Well, you know, I remembered. I don't know, the one was Canadian. It's all right. think this is what drug addiction looks like. Oh, I mean, on the bright side, I can't. I meant, oh shit. I owe him 30 cents, but I mean it's better than better than the last time. Well, last time I owed him 56 cents. Now, what kind of cigarettes are you getting that are only $3.20? Technically, they're not cigarettes, they're cigars. But they look like cigarettes. They smoke like cigarettes. They got filters on them. And my favorite part about them, if you're a smoker, you know what I'm talking about. You get your dominant smoking hand. Your dominant smoking hand. My throat's all like phlegmy. My mother and I went out to an Indian restaurant last night for Mother's Day. It was kind of like a reverse Mother's Day because she treated me. Thank you, Sheb. Thank you, Mom. But I had leftovers. It's really good. It was goat vindaloo. I fucking love goat. It's spicy too. So all the spices got me all phlegmed up. It was worth it. The change, it was worth it. We're going on about the month review. Right. When I do these month reviews, I forget. I forget. Like a week later, I go back and I read them every week. Just on the lunar Sabbaths, the new moons, first quarter moons, the full moons, and the third quarter moons. Holy shit, I forget how much stuff I write down. There's so much. There's so much, there's so much astronomy stuff that I try to keep track of in my head. Holy shit. But over this week, like I save all the really juicy stuff for these days. The rest of the week I just do my thing. So when I come back and I reread these journal entries, it overloads my brain. It doesn't overload my brain, it's just like I have to. Reorganize everything in my head. What was so important? Well, I had to remember. Well, there was lots of notes I left for myself, but. Last week was. You want me to go over that whole thing? Well, last week is when Mars came out of post shadow. Mars has been retrograde for a while. It started all the way back in October, so I've been watching this. I've been watching this play out since October 4th. And it just ended last week. But at the same time that there was the the retrograde has three phases. You got the pre-shadow, then you got the retrograde, then you got the post-shadow. So let's say that the Mars retrograde took place over the span of 30 degrees. So it's got to move forward through those 30 degrees, then it moves backwards through those same 30 degrees, and then it moves forward again through those same 30 degrees a third time. Pre-shadow went from October 4th to December 8th. Then from December 8th, it started retrograde, and it was retrograding from the 8th up until I think the Libra new moon is when it stopped. And then it was in the post shadow. For a month and a quarter. So the trick now is to build a mental model, a mental timeline of everything that happened from the 4th of October to the 8th of December. Put that on the back burner, then review what went down from December 8th to the Libra new moon or Libra full moon. Put that next to everything that took place from the 4th of October to the 8th of December. And then take everything from the Libra new full moon up until the first quarter Leo moon, and then stack them on top of each other and see how the one sequence of events led into the next sequence of events, and then into the next. And then we just piece everything together. Like, how did everything from there, how was everything that took place there relative to what took place here? And how did everything here mirror what happened there and there? Yeah. So we just look for significant events on those particular days. Like the most important days are usually the first day and the last day of the pre-shadow, the first day and the last day of the retrograde, and the first day and the last day of the post-shadow. Then it's just a matter of just filling in the gaps in my head. At the same time that that's happening, at the exact same time that that was happening, there was 2 Mercury retrogrades. The first Mercury retrograde, like the Mercury retrogrades are pretty short. They're only like maybe like a month or two, like a month and a half long. But they go through the same phase. It's the pre-shadow, the forward, then the backwards, and then the forward again. So in the amount of time, in the span of time that it took for Mercury to go through the entire retrograde sequence, or the amount of time that it took for Mars to go through the entire retrograde sequence, there was 2 Mercury retrograde sequences, and then at the same time, there was also a Venus retrograde sequence, which is still going on right now. Which ends next week. So I've been waiting for all these to end because I want to see what I've been waiting for all these to end so that at the end of the year, not the end of 2025, but the end of 5785, the Jewish year, when I do the full month, the full year review, when we do the full year review, that we can isolate all of those dates and all of the separate things that were going on in those dates. So that we can build that mental model of those time frames and see how significant things were going on in my life at the same time. This way we can eventually come to prove that there trends to be displayed significant happenings in my life at the times that there's a retrograde. Which sounds like a lot of work because it is. I probably make it seem harder than what it is, but as far as I'm aware, I could be wrong. It's not impossible that someone eventually proves me wrong. But as far as I'm aware, there's no documented cases of people studying their life in relation to retrogrades that are going on. I mean, you can go online, you can find a bunch of shit that tells you what the retrogrades represent, and what they mean, and what they But as far as I'm aware, there's no astrologers that actually wrote a book about the events taking place in their life over the course of the retrogrades to actually to demonstrate that they know what they're talking about. What happened today? So, I don't know, I hate being a part of these things, but they're like crack for me. These Facebook groups, especially science groups. I fucking hate science groups. But someone in one of the science groups, they had posted like a meme, little meme. I fucking hate memes. Making fun of something that happens in the Bible, in the book of Joshua, where the sun actually stops moving and it prolongs the day for a little bit. God, you stop the sun in its track so that this particular day can be prolonged. And the gentleman that posted it said something along the lines of, this implies that the sun goes around the earth. Lol. So I asked, can you prove that the sun doesn't go around the earth? And I got a couple comments on that, on my comment. Of course, everyone can. No, but I'm not asking if everyone can. I'm asking how you verify it. How did you do it? You, Big Mouth, how did you do it? I'm not convinced that the earth goes around the sun. That's the issue. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that's a tough pill to swallow for me, because I've been hearing it all my life, but ain't nobody ever showed it to me. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen it. And the more that I'm learning about science, the more that I'm learning that none of it's actually based on anything. Which annoys the ever-living fuck out of me. But a couple weeks ago, we were reading through the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion, which people say it's the most anti-Semitic book ever. Because it implies that Jews were trying to take over the world using subtle and covert means of manipulating the general population and dumbing them down. And you know what? We read through quite a bit of the first protocol, and everything that the gentleman's talking about, everything that he was talking about in the book is not true about today, from my experience at least. But he even gets into how theoretical science is going to be used to really fuck with people. That people are going to trust theoretical sciences that are based on nothing, with zero evidence whatsoever, and people just buy into it. And then those same people, those same members of the public that buy into this shit, that they're gonna sell it hard like it's real. And so whenever I'm in those groups and I see people advocating for theoretical sciences, I usually like to ask them, like, hey, can you prove it? Which then they turn it back around. Well, everyone can prove it. Like, I'm not asking if everyone can prove it. I'm asking, like, you. Have you proved it? How do you know? which usually turns into just a back and forth of dumb fuckery, even on my part. I get so annoyed with myself when I entertain this shit. Because I should know better. Like a regular person would know better and say, no, I'm not even gonna fucking engage in this shit because of how stupid it is. But you continually push me to do it. I get why. I understand why. It's just. Well, you know what it is? I get annoyed by those people who go, give me evidence that your God exists. I can't. I can't. You have to ask God for the evidence. I'm just a guy. I'm just the fucking dude that picks shit up and puts it down. Like, what do you want me to do? God proved himself to me. I don't know what to tell you. Like Hashem, is there a way? Is there a way that you and I can prove your existence before the end of this video? Again? I mean, like today, the change that I took to buy those cigarettes. It's been sitting there waiting for me to need it. It's just been sitting there. Nobody's touching it. Even though I'm sure I have this fucked up feeling that the question's good. Where'd the change go? Did you take the change? Yeah, I took the change. Why? So I needed a pack of cigarettes. We were saving that. What were we saving it for? God told me that it was being saved for me. Yeah, but she didn't ask. Mom, can I take the change that's on the table and buy a pack of cigarettes with it? There's change that's been sitting there for a while. And then there's some change on the back porch that's been sitting there for a couple months. Hashem, was that stealing? Did I steal? I stole. Just own it. I stole it. I stole the change. They're just gonna fucking eat at me until I just admit it. I stole it. Pay for my drug addiction. I feel like shit now. But I'm remembering, I forgot to write that down. I forgot to write that down during the last review. What did I forget to write down? Last week, in the first half of the first quarter moon in Leo, that entry, the first half of that entry, I was trying to write about something, but then my mind got distracted and I started going down a rabbit hole that was reminding me of cringy memories of times I did the wrong thing. But the deeper that I was going into those memories, the more that you were coming through you were coming through and you were telling me, I set that all up for you so you would do what you did. Because I needed you to do what you did so that you would do what you would do. So don't worry about it. Anytime you come up with a memory or any kind of instance where you feel like you're doing the wrong thing, just remember that I'm the one who set it up for you so that it could work out the way that it did, because there comes a point in the future where you have to look back on that. And when you look back on that, you'll know that I am absolving you of all your sins. Not Jesus, God. How can we give Rabbi Jesus some credit here? If there was no Rabbi Jesus, then I wouldn't know who you are. Is that what you're saying? Well, if there was no Rabbi Jesus, then there wouldn't be no me. If there was no Rabbi Jesus, then life as we know it would not be exactly what it is. There we go. Thank you, Rabbi Jesus. All right, I gotta pee again. This is the same spot we peed in earlier. All right, so I feel better about that. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. I love you too. So, what else? We were talking about retrogrades. So, the retrogrades. So, I'm not. 7 years ago, we go back, dial back the clock 7 years ago. This is a big theme that's over the past like weeks of recording. But the past 7 years, well, 7 years and 5 months. So what's that? 84, 89 months? 89 months ago, I set the intention, right? That was the day that I said to you, if you give me a reason to believe in you, if you give me a reason to believe that you're on my side, I'm all yours. You can do whatever the fuck you want with me. I'll do whatever you say. I just can't do this shit no more. And then that's when everything started to fall into place. That's when I started to get into the Kabbalah. That's when I started getting into astrology, tarot cards, magic, divination, blah, 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 blah. But everything that we did then is predicable of where we're at right this second. Because back then, I wouldn't be able to comprehend half the shit that I'm talking about. And then speaking of Kabbalah, it's still day 1 of week 5, the chesed of Chod. The love of humility. I love being humble. I love it. It's my favorite thing ever. Thank you for teaching me astrology, Hashem. Thank you for teaching me how to fucking see all this stuff. Thank you for guiding me down the path to understand this stuff better than anybody else and give me all the greatest ideas so that I can actually put it all together in a way that no other astrology book has ever done it before or any other Bible has done it before. Except for your Torah. Because without your Torah, I wouldn't be able to know how I do the things that I do. I wouldn't be able to have this conversation with you if it wasn't for your Torah. And fulfilling your commandments. I love fulfilling your commandments. It's like my fucking pleasure. Yeah, if you just need proof of God, just do what he says. Read the books, and then just follow along. Take them as instruction manuals. I mean, I think it's a genetic thing. I think it's a genetic inheritance. And any Jew will tell you the same things. Torah is our inheritance from the patriarchs, from you. We were the chosen ones to carry the Torah. So, you call that being humble? Yeah. Absolutely. I can't give you proof because you're not a Jew. You're not going to see it. Like even yesterday, even yesterday, I went to church for my mom. My mom had to work for Mother's Day, and there was a Mother Mary mass, a rosary mass, and she asked me if I can go for her, and I wouldn't do that. I don't even like the idea of it, but I went anyway, and I did it because she wanted some representation there. And I am having a really intense spiritual experience. I fucking passed out. People were coming to check on me. And I remember what was happening beforehand. That's why I know it was like a really intense spiritual experience that was taking place. Because although it seemed like my blood sugar, to some people, it seemed like my blood sugar was going out of whack. I don't know why that would have happened. Because I did eat, I did drink water. But at some point, it was around the fifth mystery of the rosaries where everything just started getting really bright. And I felt dizzy. And I've had this happen before, so... What? That. Do you see it? That. I thought it was a wormy McSquirmy. It's on a web. I don't know. There's like a string web thing. It's not levitating on its own. But before it's during the mystery, the fifth mystery of the rosaries. Right before we went back to the book that the church provided, the Consecration of Mary. That's when it started. First we were all kneeling, and we're doing the rosaries, and I felt everything getting bright. Because as the priest was talking, I wasn't following along. I don't know the prayers. I was just going into my own zone, and I was trying to connect to Mary. Because I've never tried connecting to Mary before. I've connected with Jesus, I've connected with Joseph, I've connected with pretty much everybody, but I never really connected with Mary. And I started to get all these thoughts and these feelings. About her. I think about the Derek and Jesus correspondence, but then when I was connecting with Mary, I was thinking about my mom's correspondence with Mary, being that I correspond myself with Jesus. So it's like, I was having like a lot of shit going through my head. And then I was mixing it in with the Orthodox perspective of Mary as like a whore. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wait, that's wrong. Because she's not a whore. You can't say that. And then I was going down this rabbit hole in my head, where I'm thinking about how you have me calibrated to the lunar cycles and the solar cycles, which manage over the two primary energetic polarities. I don't know what it's like for women. I don't know what it's like for other men. I just know what it's like for me. So the divine masculine goes through the sun to you. The divine feminine goes through the moon to you. And I started thinking about how one side is Jewish, one side is Christian. And not in the traditional sense of the words. Like that's another pain in the ass thing. What do? I'm a rabbi. Oh, you at a vintner? No, I don't have a synagogue. It's not like that. I'm not that kind of Jew. Ultra unorthodox. But then I'm talking to non-Jews, and it's like, these people have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But I'm not allowed to dumb myself down, and I can't feel bad if what I'm saying is like too much. So just do, and it's nobody's fault. It's just that, from what I've seen, this hasn't been explored before anywhere. I'm not a Jew for Jesus. I'm not a Messianic Jew. Although, I do recognize Rabbi Jesus as a prophet. He's a Mashiach. He's a Messiah. But he's no more or less than Moses or Joseph. Joseph paved the way for Moses. Moses paved the way for Jesus. Jesus paved the way for me. What the hell? It's another one. They're all over the place. This isn't like a new thing. Oh my God, look at that. They hang from the fucking trees. I don't know. Sometimes there's worms at the end. They're little green worms. So, and I can't say Mashiach because then people go, what's a Mashiach? I'm a Mashiach Jew. What's a Mashiach Jew? It doesn't exist yet. First of a kind. So all the other Jews, they know what it is. They know what Moshiach is, but no one's ever actually seen it or been aware that they were looking at it. And if they have been, they never told me that they know. Because technically, Mashiach can't say that he's Mashiach for some, I don't know why. You gotta let people figure it out on their own, which is fine. But since it's just you and me here, I can say it. I am Mashiach. Mashiach is me. Jesus was my predecessor. Moses was his predecessor. Joseph was his predecessor. The patriarchs were their predecessors. How do I know? Well, my lord, let me ask you a question. If I was wrong, would you and me be able to have this conversation? Like, would I be able to talk to you like this? And then would I be able to recognize your responses when you do give them to me? I feel like this is the shit. This is not the first time that you and I are having this conversation. And I get frustrated because we have to keep on repeating it. I'm not getting frustrated at you. I'm not getting frustrated at me. I'm not getting frustrated at anyone. I'm just getting frustrated because we keep on having the same... I can't... How do I take responsibility for that? You're the one setting up all the situations for me to do what I do. So, I'm doing it because you want me to do it. I'm doing it because you want me to do it. Because I don't have any free will. Where's this leading? Why do I have to keep on having the same conversation? Because there comes a point in the future where I don't have to have this conversation anymore with you because there's something inside of me. Oh, that's right. I'm remembering now. Because I asked you the other day, can you help me get to the root? There's aspects inside of me that aren't serving you to their greatest and highest potential. Because they either doubt themselves, or they're afraid of something. So the more that you and I talk about it, like the way that we're doing it, the more that we're kind of pounding it into into the head of those aspects of myself. To go, I told you, this is happening. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't hide. No matter where you hide inside of me, we're gonna find you. And we're gonna force you to convert. Because apparently there's still elements of atheism in me. There's still elements in me that don't believe in you, that don't trust you. Oh, right. Shepherding. Right. Because this is what I was talking about before. If we dial back the clocks 7 years. Because if we dial back the clocks 7 years to May 12th of 2018, I still had no idea what the fuck was going on. April and Desmond had already moved out a couple days ago. I'm living on my own. I mean, I'm getting the hang of it. My legs are still wobbly. But we still have 3 weeks until we get to that point. Get to what point? Alright. So, I was saying before about all the journaling. We started journaling 7 years ago. Exactly 7 years ago. 6 full years. So on June 3rd, 2025, that's the day. So we only have a couple weeks left. Next week is the third quarter moon, and that's the second third quarter moon in Aquarius. The following week is the new moon in Gemini. The following week is the first quarter moon in Virgo. That moon right there, the first quarter moon in Virgo, that falls on June 6th, June 3rd. June 3rd, 2018 is when I first started writing. So once we can catch up all my fucking memories, once we can catch everything up, because I got almost everything in my life is reconciled. It's just a matter of pushing those past versions of myself to that day. So all of those aspects I was just talking about, the ones that aren't sure, they're still on the fence about what the hell is going on, because a lot of weird shit had been going on. 2018, at this point, for the previous 5 months, a lot of weird shit had been going on, but all that weird shit had been going on for my entire life. It just had been that at this point last year, for the previous 5 months, I went, fuck it. Let's just see what happens if I just run with it. You know, I seen in Fight Club? You ever seen the movie Fight Club or read the book? I think this part's in the book. It might just be in the movie. I don't know. But when the big reveal that narrator and Tyler Durden are the same person. Tyler Durden's talking to narrator, and he's saying to him, you know, people talk to themselves all day, every day. That's not what we're talking about here. It's just that you happen to be the one person that runs with it. I dress like you want to dress. I talk like you want to talk. I fuck like you want to fuck. And more, you're becoming Tyler Durden. So it's the same thing. It's Tyler Durden is narrator. He doesn't have a name. That's why I keep calling him narrator, because he's the narrator of the story. Over the course of the movie, the man has to let go of all the shit that was holding him down, because he doesn't believe in himself. He hates his fucking life. He's miserable. But through Tyler Durden, he learns how to not just accept himself, but to improve on himself as well and become his greatest version, which is what my Lord, you are helping me do. I love you too. That's why I love you more than I love myself. That's why if you asked me to jump in front of a car, I would do it. Or dump chum, just a big bucket of chum all over myself and dive into a fucking pool of bloodthirsty sharks, I would do it because I know that you would protect me from the sharks. It might rough me up a little bit, but they're not gonna get a taste. They're not even gonna make a fucking scratch on me. I would believe, I would trust, if you told me to do something like that, which I kind of hope you don't, but if you asked me to, I would do it. It's kind of like if you asked me to fight a bear. I don't want to do it. I like the idea of it. I like the idea of coming out of that confrontation without a scratch. The idea, I fucking love it. But I think in actuality, would I want to do it? Not so much. I'm not talking about a trained bear. I'm talking about a wild bear. Fighting a trained bear isn't the same thing as fighting a wild bear. That's something I don't want to do, but if you asked me to do it, I would do it. Like if I was walking around and the fucking bear came out and started growling and snarling at me, I wouldn't run. I'd do my best not to run. But don't ever run when a bear, I know. But I'm saying, if a fucking bear came out of the woods and started staring me down, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably just lock eyes with it and fucking roar at it. I don't know. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Is just to fucking lock eyes with it and roar. I hope that it's a bigger pussy than I am. But if that were to happen, I would know that you were the one who sent the bear. It's kind of like what you said to Moses. When you're staring Moses dead in the eyes, you'll know it was me who sent you. When you're staring that bear dead in the eyes, you're gonna know it was me who sent him. Fuck. Ugh. I'm just saying, for instance, I know this isn't like, when we walk, I don't think there's any bears around here. I can't even get the fucking deer to come to me. Why do I always look around? Because I'm making sure there's nobody around. God forbid there's somebody walking around in the woods and they're listening to me, listen to this. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. I came back here once. I was on ayahuasca. I had these ayahuasca psilocybin chocolates. I came back here and I was going off on some wild shit. And I was just pacing back and forth on this part of the trail like I am right now. And eventually I looked over. I noticed that there was somebody right there. I haven't seen her ever since that time. But when I saw her, she noticed me and she asked if I can record her playing an instrument. I don't know what the hell was going on. Well, I knew what was going on. It was one of those moments. Like, of course, this would happen right now. Balls deep into this trip. What were we discussing? We were discussing the Infinity Stones, the Infinity Gems. I gotta piss again. Let's do it. Don't worry about it. Don't question it. Just do it. All right. And then what? And then what? There's there's the Miss Kim stuff. Where are we at? An hour? There's the Miss Kim stuff. I mean, that seems to be like the most prevalent thing that keeps coming up every single week. I've accepted it, my Lord. I cannot escape this woman. She isn't in my life, but reviewing last week's journal entries, it reminded me of the whole scale of what we've started doing this month, and I recognize why, and I'm totally cool with this. Completely fine with this. I have to believe for two people, whether it works out or not, I have to believe for two people, because what I wrote down last week made so much sense. It has to be her. It can't be anyone else, because all of the work over the past 7 years, she's part of it since 2021, June 2021. So for the past 4 years, she's pretty much been in every single fucking journal entry for the past 4 years. She's only been in my life for those first two. These last two, she hasn't really been there, but she's still there. I'm still fucking talking about her. Her name came up again today. And the other day. Why do I get so worked up about that? Like, why can't I just... Because you know what it is? You know what it is? Because I don't believe I have free will. I don't believe I have free will, so therefore I don't believe anyone else has free will. Which is why I'm trying to detach myself from her as much as possible. This way, no one can say, well, you did this, you did that, you did that. Nope. No, I did not. No, I did not. As a matter of fact, I unfriended her, I unfollowed her, I deleted the group that we had for the past 3 years. I have not been in communication with her as of next week, for 2 months. So, I don't ever directly message her. I haven't in 2 months. And the only reason I even did was because she did it first. But the only reason she did was because I wrote a post in the group that we had, a private group that she and I had. And she responded to one of the posts that I wrote. She never responded to any fucking thing I wrote in that group for 3 years, but this fucking one that she responds to. Why? Why? So, after some time, I decided it was time to move along. There we go. And if you have us fated to entwine, I accept it. But I cannot be the one to hold a gun to her head. I won't. But the issue with that is, like, I'm constantly thinking about it. Constantly thinking about it. Because you conditioned me to. You did this. Just like if I'm giving you credit for all the cringy bad shit, I'm giving you credit for all the good shit too. If I'm giving you credit for all the good shit, I'm giving you credit for all the cringy bad shit as well. This isn't cringy, it's just like, it's uncomfortable. Why is it uncomfortable? Well, one, my lord, if it weren't for the Jew, I would think this is like some crazy fucked up obsession. But considering everything that you and I have been through over the past 44 years, I recognize it as a lot more than that. See, there's a fucking person there. I recognize it as a lot more than that. So it's like, all right, so I can't even say this isn't happening, Because every time I say it isn't happening, you throw some shit in my face where I have no choice but to go, holy shit, this is actually happening. If ever it feels like it's too good to be true, again, you come through and you throw some shit at me where it's like, nope, no, it's not too good to be true. Because look, there it is. Holy shit. Like, she comes here. She comes here during the week sometimes. I don't go on the main trail because I don't even want to see her. I don't even want to have the accidental, oh shit, there she is. But then why go there? Because I live right down the street. She lives like a half hour away. She actually has to go out of her way to come here. Do you ever think that she's going there to find you? Yes. Yes. Then why are you hiding? I'm not hiding. It's just make it challenging. Because if she's coming here with the hopes that she's gonna find me, I'm not hidden. It's not impossible to find me. You just have to go look a little harder. Well, one of the last times I talked to her, we were talking. We were here at the same time on the same day. I didn't know it until the day after. Because she asked me, she's like, did you go to Birch Grove? I said, yep. Yes, I did. I was there yesterday. So was I. So was I. See, but I can't escape her because my brother works with her. And I live with my brother. My brother sleeps in the room right next to mine. So even when I try to like detach from her, her energy is in the house. And everybody in my house knows her to one degree or another. And it has met her to one degree or another. Do you like her? Well, of course I like her. I mean, I haven't seen her in a while, so it would probably be like a reintroduction. And that's a whole other thing, too, is like the last time we were talking, we only talked for a couple days, and it's just, I realized, like, I don't know you. You don't know me. Like, I don't know her. She doesn't know me. There was a time where we kind of knew each other. But a lot has happened since then. And I'm not saying just on my end. I presume, although every time I talk to her, it's the same conversation. It's, how are you? I'm alive. There you go. There you go. But I trust that she's going through her own life circumstances, just like I'm going through my own life circumstances. Right now, I'm trying to step into my own power, which requires, my Lord, for me to be a God. It's really hard to do in a world that is the way that it is. Lowercase g God, not a big G, not a big G, little g. Which I'm fine with that. Compared to you, I'm barely even a G. I'm not even a G. Like a W for a worm. An N for a nothing. So, the Hesed of Hod. The love of humility. How could I be more humble? We were talking about this morning. I didn't get to go into it in that video, but the video from this morning, but where does too humble, not humble enough, just right? Where's the just right proportion for me? Or am I always just right? I guess, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It all depends on the intention. Not humble enough is typically like low self-esteem, or too humble is like about low self-esteem. not humble enough, that's arrogance. That's just being an asshole. That has nothing to do with loving yourself. That's just wanting other people to like you, I think. Or not liking yourself enough. I don't agree with Rabbi Jacobson. That has to do with loving yourself. It's a fake sort of loving yourself. It's not the right kind of loving yourself. But let's not worry about anybody else. I don't want to worry about anyone else. I just want to focus on me. Why? Because who am I to tell anybody what they are and what they're doing and why they're doing it? I don't know if I've ever been arrogant. Have I ever been arrogant? And if I was arrogant, well, yeah, maybe. And if I was arrogant, it was because you put me in a situation so I could be arrogant. Because my life is some fucked up experiment for you to examine. Well, it's a fucked up life for you to examine to show me how to examine my own life. Yeah. All right. What are we on here? Only an hour? These are... Maybe the reason for that. I hear you. Maybe the reason why you keep on coming to the hour mark with these things and then going, what the fuck, only an hour? Maybe the reason for that is that you're coming to a point where everything you needed to get out of doing this, you're almost done. I can feel that. I mean, I want to at least push through until the end of the Account of Omer. That would like be good. I think that'd be fucking awesome. Because I'm liking those Account of Omer videos. What do I like about them? Because they're making me have to go to fucking they're helping me go to fucking some seriously deep places. When I think about how many we've done so far, because I feel like we did all of last week. What was last week? Last week was Netzach. But when did we start doing them? I think it was last week. Or this past week, but I think it was the week leading into the first quarter Leo moon is the week that we started recording on here for the group for the Count of Omer, which has been so much fun because I was afraid of what my mother was going to come home to because I thought I was turning into like a powerhouse. Like I don't give a fuck about anything. I just do whatever the fuck I want. I'm fucking Rick! But we're getting to that point. And you know, that the whole thing with the priest, she was having a conversation with me earlier, like this morning, after we cut off the last video and I got in the car with her and she was talking. She's convinced. This is pissing me off. She's convinced that I have to be a priest. And I am not on board with what she's getting down with. Like a Catholic priest. But she's putting it in my head and I'm entertaining the idea, but I'm not sold on it. Like why the hell would I want to be a priest? One, my Lord, do the other priests, do they talk to you like this? I had one guy who was asking me, I had the one Catholic guy that he's like, why don't you convert? Why would I want to convert? you guys are bound by like really strict rules and laws. You have to believe this. You gotta believe that. Dot, 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 dot. No. That's not for me, my friend. I speak directly with God. I don't need to have a religion backing me up with it. Like if the religion wants to endorse me, hey, that's fine. But if I have to convert in order for a fucking Abrahamic religion to endorse me as a prophet, go fuck yourself. I'll do it on my own. I don't give a shit. You and I have been doing it the whole time. I don't need anyone to go, this is the guy. He converted for us. No. We believe in all the same shit. It's just that you believe in it differently than I do. The Jews and the Catholic religion and the Jewish religion are the closest things together. Right, but I'm not religious. Like, that's the thing I think is fucking confusing people. It's like, I don't have a religion. I'm not religious. You know what I mean? I study the books. Of course I study the books. Because the books are instruction manuals. They're not necessarily instruction manuals on how to live a good and moral life. No, it's how to serve fucking God. That's what it's about. Fuck everybody else. Fuck yourself. If you're doing it for yourself, you're not doing it for the right reasons. Yeah? Right, my lord? Absolutely. Because your miserable little shit life doesn't matter. What are you doing for the future, though? Think bigger. Think wider. Expand on your thinking. See, everything I'm doing is for the future. That's why I always have what I need at the moment when I need it. I don't have to have a regular job. I work for myself, working for God. I work for myself as a servant of God. And one of the nice things about being a servant of God is that you're obligated to either be a Torah scholar or be a business owner. And I am both. But my business is not in the business of acquiring dollars and cents as much as it is in the business of acquiring wisdom and understanding. That's a whole big difference. That's Jew business. That's real Jew business. Fuck your money, son. I got wisdom and understanding for fucking days. Not to mention with all the debt that people are in, the $1 that I have in my bank account probably makes me richer than more than half of the fucking population. And that's just for $1. Thank you, Lord. I love you too. Yeah, you know, I was thinking about the 7 years of reflection too. What was I thinking about it? Well, I was thinking about how and when to start. Because there was a part of me that wanted to start after Rosh Hashanah, after Yom Kippur, after Sukkot. But now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, well, maybe, I don't know, there's part of me that just wants to do it in one non-stop long run. But I can't do that. Especially when we get to the 12 days of reflection. And when we get to the 12 days of reflection, then that's it. That's all I do. And that's just this year. That's why I'm thinking that we wait till this year's over, because it is technically based on, yeah, that's why I wanted to wait. Because I calculated, like, how do we do it? it has to wait until after Sukkot's done. After that, then we can start it. So we still got like 4 months. Why after that? Because that's when all the high holidays are done. Because then Heshvan, there's nothing going on in Heshvan. Kislev, there's Hanukkah, but that's all right. We can do it during Hanukkah. Tevet, Shavat, there's nothing going on during those months. Adar, there's Purim, but again, we can work through all that. And then once we get to Nisan, there's this Passover, and technically we can do it through Passover. I would like to have it done before the next count of Omer. That would be good. So that during the count of Omer, we can kind of, how do you say it? We can reconcile all, because that's gonna be really traumatic, going through all those months. But at the same time, I don't think so. Why not? Because of that trick that you taught me. Anytime I feel cringy or bad about something, just remember that God set the situation up so that I can do what I did. That's a fucking game changer. That's like the ultimate game changer, because now that pretty much makes us immune to everything over the past 7 years. And technically, because the past 7 years are still in my head, or 2018 is still in my head, and the stuff from prior to 2018, since technically it's all still in my head up until we get to June 3rd, that should clear me out, yeah? And then we're on a fresh start. It's like, what's the right word? Resurrection? Reborn? Rebirth? I mean, technically we're doing it now, because yesterday I thought I died. I think I died. That thought went into my head, because after what we were talking about, after the fifth mystery, while we were kneeling, everybody stood up and we went to the prayer book, and Father Anthony started doing the prayer for the consecration of Mary. And I remember when he was doing the prayer, we were all reading along with it, and I was doing my best to read along with it until it said that Mary was the mother of God. And you know what? Like, as soon as he said that, like, I wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I started feeling bad that I wouldn't do it, but then I started recognizing, no, fuck that. I'm a fucking Jew. This is not how it works. If these people want to believe that, that's fine. They're allowed to, but this is not my way. And I had to remember that I was there for my mother. Like, there was just a lot of shit going on through my head, and plus I was connected with the Mary energy. And then, like I said, things were getting bright. Things were still getting bright, and I was feeling dizzy. I was feeling the sweats. But what the hell was that? It didn't look like a cat. That's mine. And I think about halfway through that prayer, the consecration of Mary's, when I put the beads down, when I put the prayer beads down, and then I sat down while everybody else was still sitting up, and I started thinking to myself, fuck this shit. I don't have to fucking stand. These people want to stand. I need to sit down right now. And I remember I shut my eyes and I kept on saying, thank you, Hashem, thank you, Hashem. Give me more. I want more. I love this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I wanted to try that tactic. And you did not fail to give me more, because the next thing I knew is when I was lying on the ground and I saw those guys standing around me. Right? But they were all Catholic, so they kept on saying to me, drink some water, you're sweaty. It's like, dude, oh my God, I was sweating. I was like pouring sweat. That was like such an intense experience. But everyone kept on trying to make it a biological thing. I'm like, no. I wasn't really arguing either because I knew these weren't the right people to argue with. But I remember when I was sitting down, or maybe when I was still kneeling, I was thinking about how much like my consciousness has expanded, especially over these last weeks with the Count of Omer. And I started thinking about like Obi-Wan, how when the Jedi, when they complete their mission, that's usually when they die. They're giving a final lesson to their student. And I was thinking to myself, I've gone as far as I can. There's nothing more I can do. Because I was also, earlier yesterday morning, it was either yesterday morning or the night before, when we were finishing up chapter 47 of Rabbi Zalman's Tanya. And he was getting into the inhabitants of the higher worlds of the Kabbalah. And he was talking about how in the highest world is where the souls of the most perfect tzaddikim inhabit with the angels. But even they have limitations to their level of understanding, even in the highest realm. But then that got me thinking about Mashiach and how Mashiach stands taller than all tzaddikim, including the souls that are dead. Which got me thinking about Rabbi Jesus and how it says that Rabbi Jesus stands at your right hand, which means that he's above them, which means I have to be above them too. The significance of me dying is equivalent to when Neo died in the Matrix. Holy shit, that's exactly what it was too. I've been waiting for that moment where I die and have that reset. Because I'm pretty sure, because I was thinking about the whole time that those people kept on asking me if I need a ride, do you want some water, do you need this, asking me all those questions. I get it. And I appreciated all the concern, but I'm still trying to process what the hell just happened. And I said to the one lady, I was like, that I was talking to you. I was talking to you when it was fucking happening. What's up, man? And that you needed that to happen for one reason or another. But I can see it now. We have to write about this. I think that was my Neo moment. Which is perfect timing too, because I keep seeing those channeled messages because of the Scorpio new moon and rebirth and death, and I'm not feeling the song right now. I don't know, it's like, it's not that I don't like the song, I'm just not feeling it right now. There you go. Right. I'm being reminded of my mother She was kind of losing her shit because of her day, and she said to me, she's like, these fucking people are bothering me, but I'm going through like this spiritual thing right now, and I just need to think about it. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's a little bit a lot of the time. It's Spiders by Slipknot. Hour and a half. I've been feeling this coming all week too. Something. I've been feeling something. And I'm pretty sure yesterday was the thing. Because I don't feel the same. The way that it was showing itself to me was the way it was showing me was there's no going this everything before this is done. But it's not like a snap of the fingers. There's a transitional period. And I know that when we get to the end of this month, and we reflect, when we review the whole thing, because it's going to be a point, I know that when we get to the end of next week, when we get to the third quarter moon next week, that when I do the review for today, I'm going to read everything that I'm writing today and go, holy shit, I forgot about that. Well, it's not that I forget, it's just I don't write everything down because I'm going to forget. I write everything down so I can remember. Because part of this project you have me on is like transcending time. We're trying to make it so time isn't a barrier anymore, which is really hard. I'm thinking about Dune, but not the ancestral memory, the genetic memory that gets passed down from ancestors, but right, I'm way past Dune. I finished Dune Messiah, and I'm on chapter 50 of 64 of Children of Dune. But that's where it really gets into it. Being able to access ancestral memories that transcend the level of consciousness that everyone else is at. Because little Leto the second, he keeps saying to people, he's like, you're looking at me like I'm a child, but I'm not a child. I got enough shit. I have memories. I got over 20,000 years of memories inside of me that I can access at any moment. Which is alluded to at the end of Dune Messiah when Muad'Dib recognizes his connection to Adam. But the same concept is going on with me, but it's not. I can't remember my father's life. I can't remember past my own, but I'm remembering my own life where I can go back and pull up those memories, pull up those versions of myself. And there's parts of me that are stuck in the past, And all those parts of me that are stuck in the past are the parts that you've been helping me bring to the future. Soul shards. They call it inner work, like trauma healing, but it's not trauma. It's just I didn't know then what I know now, but now that I know what I know, I can go back and remember those times and reinsert my current way of seeing things into those past experiences and see how not only were you there, but you were the one setting the whole thing up. You were the puppet master the whole time. Which is why we have to... I just have to make it to June 3rd. We have 3 weeks. And what happened last night was preparing us for that point in 3 weeks. Which I'm going to want to start the 7 years of reflection. But maybe we just tap it. You know, just flick the button. Maybe we'll just experiment with it. Meaning, we'll only go as far to that first Rosh Hashanah, and that's it. This way we can just be done with that time frame. I'm okay with that. I can live with that. If we just do that first. We just do this first couple months, because June 3rd, 2018, I think was right in the beginning of, it was the beginning of Tammuz, and from Tammuz, then there's Av, and then there's Elul. So we'll just do those 2 months. Well, we'll do Tammuz, Av, and Elul. This way, those 3 months are done. So that once we finish Sukkot, then we can just get started from Rosh Hashanah 5779 and just fucking blow that out. Fuck. This is a lot. All right, I want to go back now because I want to get started, because I think it's just about time to get started on the night review. Yeah, by the time we get home and get everything organized. Yeah. My mother talking about the priesthood, right? Yeah. Well, what I don't know. When she was talking about celibacy, and I'm like, wait, blah. Because I was thinking about that, and although I appreciate the idea of it, that doesn't make any sense with what you and I have been talking about. Because you and I are talking about repopulating having the entire world repopulated in the next couple thousand years. well, several thousand years. So that 24,000 years from now, every single human in the universe is a descendant of mine. Because everybody's... And I can't do that if I'm celibate. Plus, I want to see what happens if I have a baby. Because I have a... Because I'm pretty sure that if I were to have another child, that child would be born smarter than every other human being except for me. Maybe even more so than me. More capable. Because I'm thinking about all the work that we've done over these years. And I don't believe it's impossible that if we have one, if I give you another grandchild, then that child might be preborn. Just like in Dune. I think it's a worthy experiment. Because I think this is the point. I'm pretty sure that this is the point where the next one will be born with all my memories intact. And will probably remember my life better than I do. And then if that one has a child, then its child will be born with all of their memories plus my memories. And then we just start this whole chain of predication where 24,000 years from now, that the Emperor of the Universe isn't just a direct descendant of me, but is me. I can feel that. I know this is getting like really sci-fi, but that's kind of the point. We can do this. Hour 44. So we almost accomplished it, but I don't know. I feel like we're kind of getting a little redundant now. What do I mean? Well, I mean that we're just talking about the same stuff over and over again, but that's not a bad thing either, because the more that we talk about the same stuff over and over again, the better of an understanding that we have of that same stuff. And if you're guiding me down the path to talk about the same stuff over and over again, it's because you need me to know it inside and out, forwards and backwards, up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right. Immortality? Yeah. We're working towards immortality. Just a different kind. Like Rabbi Jesus, he was part of a science experiment. But so are all the prophets and all the patriarchs. Like people... See, religion's kind of muddied the waters of all the holy books, but the holy books are just instruction manuals on how to attain tangible immortality. So we think, that's the theory at least. Alright. But great if the house was empty. Fuck, god damn it. I don't want to talk to anybody, I kind of just want to be by myself. It's alright. Human fingers. Oh boy. Alright, Shem, is there anything else that you want me to get into? We did pretty good? We did great? Thank you. It could never be easy. Alright. There's nothing else? I can't think of anything. Like, I see a lot of things flowing through my mind. It's just... Alright, I think we're good.